Hi, it's Dave Lane from Dutch Tents UK here again, showcasing another classic Dutch pyramid tent. This time we are with a beautiful ESVO Barracuda that is billed as a 4-berth tent. It has two berth sleep pods, but I think this could sleep more. Certainly with kids, I think we could be looking at 5 or 6 for this tent, as we will see when we go inside and have a little look at one of the inner tents. So it's full cotton canvas, though this is a proper lightweight. So let's just clarify, with ESVOs, their heavier weight canvas tents are still lighter than most other producers. That's typically down to the lighter weight ground sheet they use. But of course ESVO are also the specialists in producing proper lightweight trekkers tents, as the Dutch call them, designed for cycling holidays, probably not for walking. This one, you know, big tent, very, very big tent, yet just weighs 24 kilos. The canvas is a 150 gram, so it is that very, very super fine, lightweight cotton canvas, beautifully made. Very water resistant. So I'll give you an idea. If you pour some water on, it just beads off. You just see it just sits on the surface. So it's really, really good quality canvas. The same material you'll find on Carl Denning's, Erdmann Schmidt's and Schlee's. Those are the famous Dutch lightweight brands for whom ESVO made many of their tents. This is an interesting design in the fact that it has, in effect, the rear end of 2 pyramid tents conjoined. So you have that section in the middle, so there's one rear, and then you can come round and see this. To me it really looks like the rear end of a Randstad. Very much got that shape. You know, if this didn't have an ESVO badge on it, I would swear that a tent of this complexity and of design and quality would probably have a Deward or an Erdmann Schmidt badge on it. But it is an ESVO, and they are rather good at making these sorts of tents. So let's have a little look at the badge. There we are. Gorgeous tent. No real staining on this. A few marks. Can you see some? This is just a bit of where we've had some rain running down with a bit of muck in it. That will brush out and fade to now. But other than that, the canvas is not really marked or stained. There's some, you know, some user traces, but really not much. Really is in extremely good condition. There are no holes, there are no repairs done, and there are none needed. So let's go and have a little look inside. So the main front door has this big gauze on it for ventilation. It allows us to get a glimpse inside the tent. I'll lift the front door now fully so we can access, but it's a very, very nice big vented space, and you can see at the back you've got another corresponding vent, so really good through flow of air here. And with the main door lifted, we can venture inside. So without the inner tent, you'll get this shape that you'll be very familiar with, the beautiful panelling that we find in pretty much all single pole pyramid tents. And then as we shift around to the other side, we have our inner tent. Inner tent fixes down there. The second inner tent is in the inner tent bag, which is there. I've left it out for the video so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Poles there, all reinforced along the roof. This bar, support bar, is steel. It's an extender, and again with these 25mm alloy poles. The door height, the pole height is, I would say, about 2 meters, 2.1. You can just see all the stitching around there, real quality. Inside, the inner tent again has its own ground sheet. This is a lightweight 80-gram nylon material. So we have a fully sewn in Bisonol PVC lightweight ground sheet, but it's still a proper heavy grade ground sheet, completely waterproof. And then this is just a lighter one. This is the sort of material that all ESVO lightweight inner tents are made from. And you can see in here with the space, it's sizable. Front to back is 1.5 meters. So, you know, for adults, full-size adult airbeds, you're going to struggle. Across being 2.2 meters, you're really not going to struggle. You'll get a double airbed in there very, very comfortably. But I think, as I said at the beginning of this, with younger kids in there on smaller airbeds, you'll get 3 or 4. I mean, it's certainly wide enough, I think, to certainly take 3 airбeds. And you can imagine that if you didn't put the inner tent in there, I mean, the width of that is I believe 2.8 meters. Again, you're going to sleep 4 in there. So these tents are sizable. And then you have a living area, which is, you can see, is quite wide. It's taking the garden furniture that I typically use for these videos. Roof is a heavier grade canvas, more like a 285, I think, but all beautifully made. So you've got this thicker grade meeting the thinner grade here. Down there we have a zip, so that side wall can be fully tied back, so we can see there with the cable with the ties, that's why they are there. And the same again on that side. All the zips run smooth, so there, just unzipped the side wall, so you can see you've got a lot more open space if you want it. So these are a big tent. There is no lighter weight tent this scale made by anybody. Erdmann Schmidt or Slay or Carl Denning, nobody made a tent this size. We are looking at 6 meters across there, and from the front door there to sort of the widest point there, you're really you're not far off 4 meters. So it takes a fair old sized pitch, but for a vis-a-vis style tent, it has got to be about the most beautiful one I've ever seen in terms of the style. I mean, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, and as I've said, in wonderful condition as well. That's just the water. So there we are. Beautiful condition. Big. Lightweight. Tent in great condition. Good for many, many more years. Doesn't need any treatments or repairs or work or waterproofing. It's completely good to go. So there you are. Thank you very much for your time.